Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video on Balboa. Instead of this video, I have you guys basically the ultimate starter guide for fish. I'm going to teach you guys everything that you need to know inside fish, everything that you need to do from level 1 all the way until basically match endgame. You're good. You're done everything in the game. Alright, so the very first thing, you're going to spawn in at Moosewood. This is going to be the spawn location. There are some NPCs that you are going to need to learn. First is going to be the shipwright. You'll see them at basically every single island, and the merchant. Those are really the only two NPCs that you 100% need to know. But you also need to know the appraiser right here, because once you catch some decent fish that you actually are going to want to make better, the appraiser is where you do that. You won't have to worry about that for a while, though. I wouldn't say until you're around like level 25 and start catching some actual decent fish. Alright, but the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to obviously have your flimsy rod. This is the rod that you're going to spawn in with. You're going to have the flimsy rod. And what you're going to do is fish right here until you have 2,000 coins down here. 2,000 coins. And actually, to get 2,000 coins, which you guys could do very easily, is just go here and type in fish codes, right? Boom. And then just go to any of these websites, copy and paste them, and then boom, you'll have your credits and you'll be perfectly fine. And you can just spawn in and not even have to worry about catching the instant 2K. Once when you did that 2K, you're going to come up right here, okay? And this is where you're going to buy the carbon rod. Now, this is going to be your rod that you're going to stay with for a little bit. You won't use it for that long, but you do need the carbon rod because the flimsy rod is just absolutely terrible. Okay, now you have the carbon rod. It gives you 25% life and 10 resilience, which is pretty decent. It's not a bad rod in any way. And now you're going to fish here or type in more toads. It really just depends on how much money you did from the toads. But basically, you're going to stay at Moosewood until you get a total. I think that's a total of around 11k, because you're going to need 2k for the carbon rod, and then what you're also going to need to do is go to the shipwright and then buy the surfboard. You are going to buy the surfboard as your first boat. It's very cheap. It's, I think, 1,500. It's very easy to get. Boom. Now, once when you have the surfboard and you have 7,000 coins in the bottom right, you guys are ready to move on to the next area, which is going to be Roslit Bay. You guys literally just go right here. It is straight from Moosewood. So you're going to go from Moosewood and you're just going to go straight to Roslit. You guys see it's very, very close. And then the reason why you're going here is because this is where you're actually going to buy your next rod. And I know I'm going through this very fast. You guys might have to pause. I'm going through it fast because every other content creator that I see that does a starter guide literally yaps for like 25 minutes and just doesn't get anything done, okay? Once when you're at Roslit, this is going to be the only thing that you're going to do here. The only thing that you're actually doing here is buying a new rod. And that rod is going to be the steady rod. And I won't lie, the steady rod, this rod right here, the steady rod, 7,000, you're going to buy that. And this rod right here, the reason why you're going to buy it, I know you guys are looking at the lure speed, minus 60%. Yeah, it does kind of suck. But you do get some decent control, a lot of resilience, and some good luck. And that is going to be very important. Now, you could fish here. I'm not gonna lie, you could fish here because this is where you catch the mana ray, which is a pretty decent mythical early on. But what I personally recommend you guys to do now, at this point, you can really do anything because the steady rod, you can literally catch any fish in the game with it as long as you are like skilled enough to. But yeah, what you're gonna do, in my own personal opinion, you guys might have seen my video from yesterday, but you're just going to go right behind Roslit Bay, and you're going to go to the new island of Forsaken Shores. This is going to be my own personal opinion. What I would personally recommend to do is go to the Forsaken Shores, because this is where the current best money method inside the game is. So you're just going to jump off your boat, you're going to go up here, you're going to see a little pond up here, and this is where you're going to fish for a while. Like I said, the steady rod is all that you need. Steady rod is all that you need. You're going to stay with the steady rod for a long time. I won't lie. You will stay with the steady rod for a while. Okay? But once when you're up here, you're going to go to this pond right here. And this is basically where the best current money method is inside the game. Now, at this point, you can kind of do whatever you want, right? You can fish here for as long as you want, get as much money as you want, do whatever, level up as much as you want, do basically anything, because you already have access to the best money farm inside the game. But let's say eventually you want a better rod, you did around like 150k, 200k-ish, because you will stay here for a long time. Like, you will stay there for a while just catching fish. The fish that you're going to want to catch there is going to be the captain's goldfish. But once when you're done there, I would say, honestly, you should stay there as long as you want. I would just keep doing that until you have around 205-ish k, because the next thing that you're going to want to do is unlock the trident rod. That is 100% the next thing that you're going to do, because the trident rod is just simply the best rod inside the game. So what you're going to need to do for the trident rod is pretty simple. It's actually very easy to obtain, and the reason why I'm telling you to go inside this pattern is, yeah, it will be a little bit boring, but it is by far the fastest way to just progress through the game, is just to get a steady rod and go to Forsaken Shores and fish inside that pond, because that will be the best way for you guys to actually get money. And really, if you wanted to, while you're there, you could use the carbon rod, because it has a faster lure speed, and it still has some decent resilience. It just kind of depends on how good you are at the minigame. But yeah, once when you're done with that, the next thing that you guys are going to need to worry about is going to Sunstone. To Sunstone is where you actually buy enchant relics. And the reason why you need 205,000 is because, or it's actually a little bit more than that. You're going to need like 220, 230-ish thousand when you guys do come here. But the reason for that is because you're going to go up here to Merlin, and this is actually where you buy enchant relics. The reason why you're going to need enchant relics is because you're going to need 5 of them. It costs 11k per one, so you're going to need 50. You're going to need 55k for the enchant relics right there, and the reason why you're going to need those is because you need them for the trident rod, okay? Now, once you're done with that, you should have 150k and 5 enchant relics. Now you guys are ready for the next step, which is actually going to Desolate Deep, and this is where you guys are going to need the basic diving gear. You guys saw it at Moosewood. You guys can buy it anywhere. You guys can buy the basic diving gear anywhere, but you guys see in between statue and in between sunstone, you're going to see this little buoy out here, and this little buoy will take you to the Desolate Deep, which is very important because that's where the trident is. But yeah, what you're going to do is just go to this buoy right here. You're going to equip your basic diving gear, and I'll actually show you guys the pathway to actually go to the Desolate Deep because it is a little bit confusing. Diving gear, boom. Okay, so you're going to equip your diving gear, and you're just going to jump in. Now, honestly, you could take a very different path. This is just the path that I took. You guys see, I have Trident Rod and I have Aurora Rod. I'm only level 55. But you guys honestly could take whatever path you want. If you guys want to do it this way, you could. If you guys want to do it a different way, you can. Because once when you unlock the Steady Rod, like I said, you could literally do whatever you want. That rod is good enough to where you could fish with anything. Like, you could fish anywhere that you want. The Steady Rod is honestly good enough. The next rod after that, I wouldn't really waste any time on like the King's Rod. I wouldn't waste any time on the Mythic Rod or anything like that. I would just honestly focus on getting the Trident Rod or the Aurora Rod. If you guys want to know how to get the Aurora Rod, I'm sure there's thousands of videos on YouTube already how to get it, if that's the rod that you're going to prefer. I just think the Trident Rod is overall better. But yeah, like I said, you're just going to keep following the pathway. Keep following the way that I'm going, because this is how you get to the Desolate Deep, which is where you will end up getting the Trident Rod. Now, you will have to be here for a while, I won't lie. You're definitely going to want to set your spawn here. It shouldn't take that long, but it definitely will take a little bit of time to get the Trident, because there is something else that you have to do before you can even like think about getting it, which is going to be completing the whole bestiary for this area. And I won't lie, it will take a little bit amount of time. The only reason why it will take a little bit amount of time is because of the sea mines. Even I haven't personally done this. I just had someone else open it for me. If you have a friend that already plays this game, or if you know somebody that already plays this game and they have the Trident Rod already and they've done the bestiary, they can just open it for you and you can just buy the Trident Rod for 150k. That's what I did, and it's way easier. But if you guys don't have that and you're playing with your friends and you're all the same level, all that you have to do is complete the whole Desolate Deep bestiary. And the hardest part about that is going to be the sea mines. And all that you have to do for the sea mines, it's actually very easy to get. You're going to have to go to these crates right here and kind of just spam them around the map. But once when you complete the whole bestiary, you have your 5 enchant relics and you have your 150k, you guys are ready to end up getting the Trident Rod. And to get the Trident Rod, it's pretty simple. You're just going to go to this ledge right here, and then you're going to jump down and basically follow me once again, because this is how you actually get to where the Trident is going to be. So you guys are going to go down here, then you're going to see a little pocket down here. You're going to go through there, you're going to go up, and then boom, you guys will be at the Trident. Now, the Trident is obviously the best rod inside the game currently. Even after the update, I would say it's going to take a while. Well, okay, the no life rod is better, but let's be real, nobody's hitting level 500 anytime soon. Okay, so you guys are just going to want to keep following me, boom, go through this whole little pathway, go up once when you're at this area right here, and then boom, this is where you get the Trident. So what you're going to do is hold out your enchant relics and just place them, boom, 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 and then this will open, and then for 150k you end up buying the Trident Rod. That is pretty simple. Once when you get the Trident Rod, then you just go back to Merlin and you buy more enchant relics, and then you're going to want to buy haste, or you're going to want to roll until you get hasty or resilient. Now hasty is going to be way, way, way better, because that just makes your rod like insane. But if you guys don't have that, Then you guys could also just get resilient. Resilient works as well. You guys could get quality. I think after this video, I'll be posting the enchant tier list, so you guys will be able to see like what the best enchants are. But yeah, now you have the trident rod, and at this current point, you guys should do whatever you want. Go buy a new boat. Go play with your friends. Just play the game. Once when you get the trident rod, at the current moment, that's kind of when you like beat the game, and you guys can literally do whatever you want. That's basically how it is. Now, you could get the Aurora Rod if you wanted to as well. I wouldn't say you really need it. The Trident Rod is just kind of better. Once when you get the Trident Rod with Hasty, that's like when you that's when you beat the game until you get the No Life Rod, I won't lie. The No Life Rod is going to be the best rod in the game, but you do have to hit level 500 for it, which is the current max level. But yeah, that's kind of it. I know a lot of other guides might be a little bit different, but that is going to be my own personal starter guide, the whole guide to the whole game, because that is what I would personally recommend you guys to do. It's very simple. Like, a lot of people are really overcomplicating how you progress in this game. It's very, very easy to actually get basically everything, especially right now. All that you need to do is stay at Moosewood until you can get the study rod, and then go to Roslit, buy the study rod, and then go to Forsaken Shores and farm there for hours, get, I think, like 230-ish K. You buy the 5 enchant stones, and then you have 150K, and then you either get a friend that has this area unlocked already with the beach area completed, and you give them the 5 enchant relics, and they don't unlock it for you, and then you buy the rod, or you just fish here for a while. You place down some crab cages, and then you eventually get a sea mine. You catch every fish here, and then boom, you don't do it yourself, and you open it up, and then you get the trident rod. I would say, honestly, you could probably, everyone watching this could probably get the trident rod around level 40. Like, it's not really that hard at all, as long as you actually try to speedrun straight to the trident rod. And this is just going to be my own personal recommendation if you want to get to the end game as fast as possible. Obviously, if you guys just want to enjoy the game, you guys can just enjoy the game and fish wherever you want, catch as much fish as possible. If you want to complete the whole beach area, you could. Because you guys can see, I've only done around 45%, because I've only fished in very, very certain areas. I don't really go around the map, like, every single place and try to catch every single fish into the game. That's just not how I personally play the game. But yeah, that's going to be the end of my personal guide. There is some other stuff that you could do, like buy Aurora totems and things like that. But that's for very, very, very late endgame, like you're level 500 at that point. Because Aurora totems are 500k each, and I don't think really many of you guys are going to buy that. All that you guys really need to worry about is going to be the enchant relics and getting the trident rod. And once when you get that, and you get a trident rod with Hasty, you practically beat the game, I won't lie. The only other thing that you have to do after that is worry about getting Rapid Catcher, which I'll have another video out later today explaining why you need to get Rapid Catcher, because Rapid Catcher plus Hasty Trident Rod, if you guys know, then you know. If not, then I'll make a video out later today, and you guys will know. But yeah, that's it for me. If you guys end up enjoying it, like, subscribe. My current goal is 50,000 subscribers. But yeah, I'll see you guys for the next one. Peace.